Hi, good people. It's Amy from Savor, Salvage, Scent. Hope this finds you well. For those of you who are new to the channel, this mostly focuses on all things fragrance related with an occasional other DIY project. However, today I am going to talk about my gardens and yard, which has been a request from a few friends. So, gosh, let's see. First, I'll just say, in case anybody's interested, what am I wearing today perfume-wise? It is Solstice Scents Chiffon Glacé, which is a beautiful lemon meringue oil. And then for the perfume, I'm wearing Ellen Tracy's Bronze, which is another beautiful kind of lemon meringue scent. So speaking of lemon, yellow is one of my favorite colors, and here we see on the door and on the pots. So my house is about to turn 100 years old. I bought it a little over 6 years ago. I have mostly been doing renovations on about half of the inside and paying off some debt. And now, over this next year, I will be renovating the second half of the house, which is mostly bathroom, a few things inside, and then the patio in the back, which I'll show you. So I kind of wanted to take this almost as a diary. So I'm going to walk up here. So I am not a photographer, and nor am I good at technology. I apologize for these things, but I just thought I'd walk you around. When I first moved into this house, there was literally nothing except for, I think, 1 or 2 iris on the left-hand side of the house. So everything essentially that's green I have planted over the last 6 years. Perhaps TMI, but I am a single homeowner. Grew up with a father who was really into renovating old houses. However, I'll be honest, this is way more work than I ever thought it would be. On the great days, I enjoy it so much and it gives me so much pride, but I didn't quite realize what I was getting into as far as having a yard my size. So there's that, just for honesty's sake. However, I've really enjoyed it. It's just a little hard to keep up with sometimes. One of the first things I did was the door was kind of falling apart. It was a beautiful old door, but in disrepair. And so putty and paint makes it what it ain't. So yeah, a lot of putty and rehabbing, a lot of paint. So painted it this bright yellow. It was really patchy wood that was in bad shape. The pots on the front porch change according to season. So they're kind of like beginning a fall mode with these mums now, but this will change. I should also say, I really should have thought to do this in the spring because that's when most of my things are blooming. I will do this again in the spring when my iris and most of my flowers are blooming. It's been a particularly strange year this year because a few of my neighbors, well, one abandoned a house, and anyways, I have groundhogs in the neighborhood that no one seems to want to take care of. So they have eaten a lot of my plants, but I still have a fair amount left. So front porch, mums, and then ivy. One of my favorite things is this old mailbox that I painted. And then I added the lattice work around the house just to give it some kind of pops of color. Added plants, as you can see. During the early summer, that whole lattice is full of yellow roses. So again, sad that you can't see them blooming now. And this is a big Forsythia bush. So in the spring, this is bright yellow. And then there's a little baby lilac that's called Little Prince that my dear best friend gave me the day Prince died. Oh, it's a beautiful purple color. And then this is a large lilac that will get bigger. So these are, of course, in bloom in the spring. Kind of come around the side of the house and added this row of Rose of Sharon. And I need to kind of stake a couple of them. A couple of them are a little crooked at the moment. One of my favorite things to have around the house. So first I should just say, I do pretty much everything on a dime. Yeah. This year I'm doing it all myself, and you just have to get creative. But one of my favorite things is to take old pots and turn them into bird baths. So this functions as a bird bath, and the birds love it. You come along the side of the house, and here is my patio. So I inherited this patio. It's very, very crooked. Honestly, I've done my best to just keep it up, but this is one of the things that's going to get changed next year. My friends gave me this marvelous set of chairs. I repainted them, got cushions for them, got the umbrella, but the patio itself needs work, and that's something that's going to get renovated this year. I'm going to turn around so you can kind of get an idea of it. But another thing that I added here, my friend Matt helped me build this, is a fenced in garden. In here I have greens, tomatoes, a variety of tomatoes, cucumbers, and those blush like apricot colored raspberries. They're phenomenal. I have to fence this in because where I live, we have deer. And when I say deer, I mean literally every day. I have 5 to 6 deer walk and eat their way through my yard. So I either have to give it up to the deer or I have to fence it in. So there's that. This was done super cheaply, and this is another thing that I can't wait to rehab and turn into an actual, like, add a better fence. But this was just what I could kind of throw together. I found the old screen door in somebody's curb. And this is the big patio I inherited. Looks decent from a glance, but unfortunately it's super duper crooked and has some issues. So this is something that's going to get rebuilt. But the umbrella creates some nice shade, and I just have some kind of feature plants for some pops of color. So one of my favorite things again is, oh, I love this old Chinese fish bowl. I have it full of water. It acts as a bird bath. Birds love it. Again, here's my sitting area. I often have dinner out here, or host dinner or coffee. During the evening, I have, it's lit around the window there. I have another little eating area here. I often just sit here if I'm gonna have a cup of coffee or, you know, sit and write a little bit. I'll sometimes take my laptop out here. And this is the back entry to the house, my neighbor's cute house. And then this is my cutting garden. Usually this time of year, it is full of snapdragons and zinnia that I plant from seed. And this year, the groundhog ate about half of everything. So I still have a fair amount of stuff for cut flowers. I think I tracked about, I don't know, I at least cut about a dozen bouquets this year, but it's usually looking much better. So I might have to eventually, I'm not sure. We'll see what the neighbors do about the groundhog, but if he doesn't go away, I might have to fence this in. We'll see. I have, again, a little bird bath. During the daytime, it bubbles, but the battery is run by, it's solar, so it is not bubbling right now. My garage, and I'm not going to go too close because it's far from perfect. Maybe I'll just walk around quickly, but in my backyard up against the garage, I have a potting kind of area, a potting shed. This little potting bench is thanks to my wonderful sister Dawn. Whoever lived in the house before me created all these, like, I don't know, different plateaus with like railroad ties. They stink, and I will be getting rid of those. That's something I will be working on over the next year or two. But that is my little potting area, which is really, really convenient. I have soil in the little galvanized can, et cetera, but you can see my house and my garage are starting to, they're gonna need painted in the next year or two. So that's another project. And then the last, after I kind of take care of some of these, which I say plateaus within the yard, rebuild these decks, including this brick area, then next year, maybe the year after, I'm going to be redoing this bed. And what I hope to turn this into is something for like gourds and pumpkins. So I cleared most of the brush out of here this year, but I'm gonna need a little help. So I will pay to have a little more done there. And then I have sea oats here. This is something I cut often for cut flowers. And then this is the back view of the house. So I will go back here, show you a few more kind of parts of the garden, show you a few things I picked today. Let's see, along the side of my neighbor's house, I added these bushes, and I don't know if you can see them, but they're blue hydrangeas. During the spring, along this fence, I have daffodils, which is fun for cut flowers. I like to have my herb garden right by the back door of the house. Here is, I'll just say I live very close to the inner city and kind of, I live within, I would say, a lower income neighborhood, low to middle. And there's some stuff that goes on, and so all to say, an alarm. And my father's bird houses that he made for me, and I repaint them every couple of years. But this is where I have most of my herbs, because I like to have them right by the back door, because that's my kitchen is close to here. And so I have like a ton of what they call mojito mint, which is this variegated mint. I have regular spearmint, I have sage there in the back, and then I don't know if you can see in the pot, I have rosemary, basil, oregano, and then I have a few different varieties of, let's see, I have thyme down here, and I have some globe basil, thanks to my friend Alyssa. I will walk you around again toward the back quickly and show you some bounty that I picked today from the garden. So again, this is normally a cut flower bed. It's looking a little sparse this time of year. However, I should probably walk you close to the moonflowers. These are phenomenal. Often they were painted by Georgia O'Keeffe, but I don't know if you can see, they get such an interesting, look at that star shape, and as you can see, the bees love them. And then it's too bad they're not quite open yet. They open and they're a foot long. They're incredible. And they smell incredible, but they're highly toxic. So that's good for me. I have no young ones around, and the deer will not eat them. So there's that. I have nasturtium in these pots. They're very picked because I eat them in salads a lot. These are 4 o'clocks, which is a new favorite flower I started from seed. This peach variety is beautiful. It smells like perfume. It is so, so, so pretty. Back to the patio here. I'll show you what I picked today, and then I'll walk you up the other side really quick. So again, just some pops of color here in pots, a little tree, and I'm sure you can probably tell I'm really into anything that's kind of chinoiserie or Asian inspired. But this is what I picked from the garden just today. So a few plum tomatoes, San Marzanos, a few of the orange tomatoes are called Hillbilly. This is the first year trying them. They're really delicious. Some cherry tomatoes, and then some of the blush raspberries. So that's a pretty good picking for a day.